Daddy's Home 2, the one with more John Cena in it. Cody has returned to television. I don't know where I was going with that, Pete. I am Luke Owen. This is Q-Tip, Chopper Pete, Q-Tip Quinnell. This is the AEW WrestleTalk podcast review. Thank you all so much for joining us here on this gloomy Thursday. But yeah, big news coming out of this week's AEW Dynamite, and that news is Cody is back. He got laid out by Brody Lee and the Dark Order ages ago, like 5 weeks ago. It was, before All Out, he got taken out. So much so that Cody wasn't even on All Out. Dustin had to, find his place in that 6-man tag. And Brody beat Orange Cassidy, retained the title over him in a match we'll talk about in the actual review portion of this. And then afterwards, the lights go out, the music starts playing, and out comes Cody Rhodes. Or is it that lad from Lazy Town? What was his name? Robbie Rotten.
Robbie Rotten.
Yeah. It's a bit like Robbie Rotten. So Cody he's ditched the blonde highlights because Miro stole his look. So he's like, well, got to get rid of those now. But they were putting this over as Cody is this more darker edge Cody. It's the dark side Cody. Someone has just said in the comments there, Luke looks so awake. I'm a sleepy boy today.
Yeah, no, both of us are very sleepy.
Very sleepy today. It was a long Quizlemania, folks. Yeah, so Cody came out and he battled with the Dark Order. Brody Lee absolutely sort of like pegged it to the back. He beat up a load of them, put one of them in the figure 4. And yeah, the commentators were really hammering home this idea that this is dark side Cody. This is a meaner Cody. This is a Cody we've not seen before. It was a it was a good return.
Yes, it was. It was solid. He came out and he beat up some of the members of the Dark Order. He looked kind of like happy doing it. He was had a little bit of a crazy laugh going on while he was doing it. So yeah, they really put over this new sadistic side of Cody. I really missed the blonde on Cody. Didn't think I would.
Do you know what? It's weird. When he first went to the Indies and he did the bleach blonde look, I remember everyone going like, "Oh, that looks weird, mate." Cody, you've made quite the error there. That looks really silly. We all just got used to it. And now he's gone back to like his dark hair that we got so used to seeing him do in WWE. He looks like a different person. Like he
really does.
Oh, I'm not sure about this actually. Like, yeah, the Chad saying there, blonde did look better.
Yeah, it did. And weirdly, like this shaved off like 10 years of his age, and I don't think in a good way. Like he looks like too young now at this point. It was really strange. Like it was a weird look to me. I was like, is that Cody? Has he not been replaced by someone else? Like same kind of Avril Lavigne theory going on. But yeah, no, he very solid.
Tell us more about this Avril Lavigne theory.
Well, that she died and was replaced with someone very early in her career. No. But yes, Cody came out, beat them all up. As you said, Brody led it to the back. And then Brody afterwards as well cut an awesome promo straight afterwards. Cut to the back. Anna Jay snatches the mic away from, it's Dasha that's back there, isn't it? And hands it to Brody, who just goes off on one, just being like, how dare you come back and getting someone else to do your work for you. That's what he does. Just saying, you sent Dustin out there. Remember, we beat up your whole family. Why are you coming back? Here's the dog collar. I'm going to put this around your neck and that stupid tattoo you've got. Genuinely, I can't even remember the words he said, but I know they were great because he had so much fire and passion behind him. It was crazy. Like I was so like on every word he was saying. He had such like incredible presence from his promo style. It was awesome.
It was so great. It almost feels like so Brody has been getting a lot of praise from people who are watching AEW, critics and fans of everything, and be like, wow, what a great promo he is. Like what an amazing promo Brody is. Can't even imagine that WWE had him under contract for nearly a decade and his main gimmick was you don't talk because he's such a good promo. And now Eddie Kingston's come into it and everyone's like, whoa, what a promo this Kingston guy is. The Brody's like, no, mate, but I do the good promos. You all like my promos. So he was like, right, well, F you lot. I'm going to go out there and cut this X. And this was what a great night of promos it was. But yeah, because Kingston had this wicked promo at the start of the show, but Brody, man, was just on literal fire was in this promo. Spitting
literal
venom. Absolutely. There were flames behind him and everything. It was on actual fire. It was like JR. It was, a wicked promo. Looks like we're building towards a dog collar match, which, hey, do you know what Cody likes? The 80s. He bloody loves 80s wrestling, Southern wrestling, and it's a very, very Cody thing to do. So,
that's true.
I get it.
And do you know what else Cody likes to do? He really likes to overbook his big matches. And do you know who's got a lot of members that could get involved? Bloody Dark Order, innit? So, got loads of tools you can work with there, Cody.
Absolutely, yeah. But like you said, I think this was a good return. I think it's one of those returns that with the big crowd, this would have been like it would have been brilliant because you'd have had like the lights go out and like the big stage reveal thing. I thought this crowd was quite hot today, particularly for Miro. Like early on, like they were really, really into it. But it felt like they weren't. It wasn't like the big sort of return. I think we kind of almost have forgotten what a big return feels like. Like I wanted to, you could have made the title of this podcast "Big Wrestling Return," but it doesn't feel like a big wrestling return. It just feels like E is back now.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, just coincidentally, when I was putting the news video up earlier today, one of the recommended videos that I just clicked on before I left was Kevin Owens returning at NXT TakeOver War Games. That pop. Oh my God, it's so good. And then I'm just listening to that and I'm like, yeah, it was a great return. But it wasn't that though, was it? It was like that the crowd in that just makes it so much better. And having, that sort of pop for that kind of return. Obviously, it's not going to be on the same level as Kevin Owens back to NXT versus Cody Rhodes being gone for 5 weeks. But it still would have made it more impactful, especially to the viewers at home. And speaking of making things more impactful to the viewers at home, JR, sort it out, mate. When as soon as the lights cut out, this epic promo starts playing, and all the rest of the commentators are like, "Wait, what is this? What's going on? Is this some sort of ploy by Dark Order? What's happening here?" And then JR just goes, "What a great show! What a great night we got tonight, guys!" It's like, get into the moment, JR. Come on, man.
We had full on salty JR for tonight. My favorite moment, the one that really made me laugh, was when Kenny Omega came out for commentary, and JR goes, "Nice to see you've dressed for the occasion."
Very good.
He came out, there's like white t-shirt and black shorts, a lot of me. And JR was just like, "Nice to see you dressed for the occasion." Yeah, a lot of salty JR on this show. We got actually, if you want to hear us talk a bit more about JR, we've already recorded the podcast intro and outro, the audio version of this show. Talk a little bit about JR there, salty JR, and probably why I don't think he should be. I think the pair of us probably think that he probably shouldn't be the lead commentator for WWE. Although Chopper
AEW.
Pete, what did I say?
WWE.
I mean, he shouldn't be that either. But but it's Q-Tip over there with the hottest of the takes when he says in the show, spoilers for the podcast outro, he thinks Michael Cole is a better commentator than JR.
In the year 2020. Just gonna
No, that's not what you said.
That's what I said. In 2020, Michael Cole is a better commentator than JR, and I will stick to that. At me. Fight me, everybody. He is. It's true.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Cody back and get it back into that TNT title picture. I'm kind of hoping that will sort of reinvigorate the TNT title picture again. So that will be, I think that'd be really good. Also, dog collar match will hide his terrible tattoo.
That's true.
I wonder if they'll save that for the anniversary show. That's when they'll do that. The ones coming at the end of October. I think that's probably when they'll end up doing that rather than waiting until Full Gear.
Yeah, probably, yeah.